William, you're looking good there. You got some great color.
Well, thanks, but Judy, it's fall. Everything has good color.
We're kicking off the first weekend of fall next on Garden Time.
Welcome to Garden Time, and we are at Portland Nursery on Stark Street, proving the fact that fall color is everywhere.
And later in the show, we'll be at Lan Su Chinese Garden showing off their fall interest plants.
We are also going to show you today how you can dye material naturally.
But first, hazelnuts.
Well, if you live in the state of Oregon, you have certainly heard of hazelnuts, and we used to call them filberts when I was a kid here, and this is in one of the beautiful orchards, and I'm standing here with Mark Zielinski of Easy Orchards. And Mark, you guys actually grow hazelnut orchards, don't you now?
We do indeed.
And so tell me, we get a lot of questions on the show about, I want to grow hazelnuts in my own garden, and first of all, can they, should they, and how would they go about that?
I think they can grow hazelnuts in their own garden. They have to have enough space for that. Trees do get large. As you can see, these trees here get fairly large.
Yeah.
So one mature hazelnut tree will probably produce about 25 pounds of nuts.
But you also are a believer in pollinating. You think you should have more than just one tree, which is
well, in a commercial setting, pollination is very important.
Right.
We try to place the pollinators about 60 feet. No one tree is further than 60 feet away from a pollinator.
Okay,
is what I'm trying to say. And in a home situation, you may not be able to afford to have the space for the nut variety and a pollinator too.
So what are the steps that you take then, Mark, in an actual hazelnut orchard?
Well, the first thing I would do is, if you're establishing an orchard, is to select a Eastern filbert blight resistant variety, so that which is a variety that will resist the blight infections. A variety like Jefferson, which gives you a larger nut. I would probably stay away from Barcelona, like the orchard we're standing in here, because they are very susceptible to Eastern filbert blight.
Right.
And there's a couple other ones, McDonald, Webster. Some of those will produce smaller nuts, but the Jefferson is the one I would probably recommend if you want a nice big hazelnut.
And here's what you just said to me, and I think this is really intriguing to me, is I always assume there's like one variety of hazelnuts, but you've actually mentioned several right there.
Right.
So just to prove that there are several varieties, we're going to go over there across the street to your store now and look at some of the varieties and just show that you guys have them for sale, and we're going to get in that.
Okay.
So now we are in Easy Orchards Market, right, Mark?
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you, I love to garden, but why wouldn't everybody, rather than grow hazelnut trees in their yard, just come and buy them? You have them packaged, they're already pre-packaged, they're shelled, and you can either get them raw or roasted and salted.
Yep. I think it's a great idea to come here and get nuts.
Well, and I think it is too. And the funny thing about the stores like this that you guys have is that you started out really as apple growers, right?
Correct.
But it's expanded.
Yes.
As your handful of fruit there says.
Yep, we grow pears, apples, peaches, and hazelnuts now.
And it's not just those are the things you grow, but you have a huge amount of amazing fresh produce throughout the store.
Correct. We also carry a full line of local produce when it's in season, and off season, we amend it with items from other areas. So we try to stay open year round and offer a full line of produce for our customer.
Wonderful. Well, we've spent a lot of time filming out here at Easy Orchards through the years, and I can tell you right now, it just gets better every single year. So for more information on this wonderful market and all of the events they have too, which have been pretty spectacular, all you have to do is go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website. Mark, thanks so much, my friend.
Thank you.
A beautiful home inside and out at French Prairie Perennials. Inside, we have just the right creative elements to complete your decor. We offer an oasis of unusual, nature-inspired garden and home gifts and accessories. Outside, choose from our wide selection of unique dwarf conifers and sparkling companion plants. French Prairie Perennials, located between Woodburn and Wilsonville. Take exit 278 to Aurora and French Prairie Perennials.
Every year, trees fall or break, causing property damage, power outages, and injury.
Now is the time for Bartlett Tree Experts and Collier Arbor Care to get your trees ready for the extreme conditions ahead.
Our free consultation will help to spot the signs of potentially hazardous trees.
We can help address problems before they occur. Whether it's trees or shrubs, we can help you get a healthy and beautiful garden.
Collier Arbor Care and Bartlett Tree Experts, providing environmentally safe tree care since 1907.
Fall is a time to think of planting and planning. Planting new plants now will help them get a jump start on next year. Black Gold All-Purpose can help your plants get ready for winter and next spring. Formulated with a blend of natural and organic nutrients, it contains everything your plants and spring bulbs need for a happy and healthy start. Look for Black Gold All-Purpose at your local garden center or nursery. Black Gold, all the riches of the earth.
Locally grown, fresh from the farm, stylish and sustainable, your dream yard starts at Al's Garden and Home. Our biggest sale of the year is on now. You'll find huge discounts throughout the store. Save big on perennials, trees and shrubs, houseplants, and more, including patio furniture and pottery. Don't miss it. Our biggest sale of the year is on now. Al's Garden and Home in Woodburn, Sherwood, Gresham, and Wilsonville.
I am at the beautiful Lan Su Chinese Garden right in downtown Portland, and I'm with Justin Blackwell, and you're a new person here.
I am, yes.
And then what is your title?
I am the curator of horticulture.
Ah, very exciting. So it's fall in the garden, and there's always something to see, but really this time of year, there's many different things that you don't see at other times in the seasons.
That's true. I think it's very surprising to a lot of people to find some beautiful blooms and things that are fruiting right now in the Chinese garden.
Right. And so in this courtyard, you're just walking in. What do we see here?
We're currently in the courtyard of tranquility here at the Chinese garden. And you do immediately want to walk in with that feeling of tranquility. And we have a Begonia grandis subspecies evansiana. And in a Chinese garden, typically you would see those planted along stone in rockery. So that they can kind of grow through some of the cracks of the stone. And they started blooming actually just about a week ago.
Wow.
And they'll be blooming through probably until November.
Wow, hardy begonia, you don't think about that. You just think of them summer annuals.
That's correct.
Wonderful. And then there's still gardenias, which we all love gardenias, that fragrance in our gardens.
So we have Gardenia climbs hardy, and we have them throughout the entire garden. And that is the amazing thing about gardenias, is they are also an unexpected plant to see in bloom in our climate. We have several hardy gardenias that you can grow here in Portland.
Wonderful.
But Climbs Hardy is the one that we like to display.
Ah,
And
nice.
the fragrance is amazing.
It is, it is. And then I see over here in a pot, let's walk over, is a pomegranate. And that is just so unusual to see, I think, here in the Northwest.
It is very unusual to see here in the Northwest. Actually, it is a surprisingly hardy plant. As you see here, the fruit is ripening. In Chinese culture, because the fruit has so many seeds, it has come to represent and symbolize abundance when it comes to fertility or wealth. And it's displayed prominently here to signify that. But also on a horticultural note is that there are so many varieties coming out all the time, and they're becoming more and more popular in nurseries. And so what people don't realize is that you can actually keep these outside year-round in a protected
Wonderful.
spot.
That is wonderful. Well, I know that you have so much to see in the garden here, but we're going to go to another spot and talk about those plants. Let's go.
All right.
Now, Justin, we're in another part of the garden, and there's this beautiful blooming tree. What is it?
This is Heptacodium mycinoides, and it's also known as the seven suns flower. And the reason for that is that each whorl or each cluster of flowers has 7 blossoms on it.
Beautiful.
And then once the blossoms start to fall, it reveals this kind of a rosy red calyx on it. And So when the entire tree is covered with the rosy red calyx, it almost looks like a new flower coming out.
That is cool.
And this also has amazing orange fall color. And the bark gives it some wonderful winter interest as well.
And the bees love it too. It's great for late pollinators.
Yeah, absolutely. The bees are all over this thing right now.
We're going to go see one more thing over in this bed. So what is this kind of seed pod plant here?
So this is the blackberry lily. It's known as the Bellum canda chinensis. So when this was in bloom, it had nice kind of a toad lily, orange with black, brown speckled blossoms on it. And then those gave way to these seed pods, and these seed pods have recently opened to reveal sort of what looks like a blackberry, and those are the seeds.
That is cool. Well, there is a special event going on today, and I'm going to go over and talk to Scott about all the events going on. Thanks so much, Justin.
Thank you.
Well, now I'm talking to Scott, who is the Director of Marketing, and so there is a big event happening today.
Absolutely. It is the Autumn Moon Festival, which is the second most important holiday on the Chinese calendar after Chinese New Year.
Wow, so what's going on?
So we have 3 events that are happening today, from 10 until 9, which is extended hours for the garden. The garden will be open and have events and programs for kids of all ages. With a discounted admission, you get $2 off your admission, no matter what level you're at. 1 to 5 is a neighborhood festival, which is free, and then from 3 to 9, we have a night market and a few other great activities with food vendors and performances on the half hour, and that's on the parking lot next to the garden, and that is free as well.
And then what is the crowning event?
The crowning event is at the end of the night. We will be doing a dragon procession, a lit dragon procession with our partners. So they'll go through the garden, and it is an amazing display to see.
That is. I've seen those before here, and they are tremendous. And so everything's on the website?
Everything is on the website.
Excellent. And so we'll have that for you. You can go to gardentime.tv, click you over to that. So watch the rest of Garden Time and then come on down to Lan Su. Thanks so much, Scott.
Yeah, it's great to see you.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Is your garden in need of refreshment? Hi, I'm Sarah, and there are plenty of things in bloom at Portland Nursery. Come check out our beautiful fall color to perk up your garden. At Portland Nursery, we consider fall the second season, and the gardening opportunities are endless. Establish next year's trees, replace lettuce and greens, or get a jump on onions and garlic. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people, on 50th and Stark and 90th and Division, or at portlandnursery.com.
Standard TV and Appliance asks, what do you want in new appliances?
Do you want GE's gas, electric, convection, induction, stainless steel, slate, French door, Energy Star, top load, front load, high efficiency, or huge capacity?
I want it all. Yeah, I want everything.
Refresh and save with GE Cafe. Upgrade your kitchen and save up to $1,500 when you buy 4 GE Cafe appliances. Standard TV and Appliance.
Nestled in the oaks of the Willamette Valley is a nursery that is truly exceptional. At Out in the Garden Nursery, you will find a vast array of shade plants, ornamental grasses, and hardy perennials.
Come see our great selection of ornamental grasses for your fall and winter garden and add some texture to the season.
We offer over 100 types of perennials. Plus, we offer the best in personal attention. Out in the Garden Nursery, where we grow great gardens one plant at a time.
Welcome to Blooming Junction, where it's easy to connect with nature. At Blooming Junction, you'll find beautiful, healthy plants, good, fresh food, and a place to regain peace and calm in your life. We have an unsurpassed collection of unique and distinctive plants and the expertise to help any gardener be successful. And we feature Blooming Advantage plants. Come check out Blooming Junction for an inspiring experience in the garden or in the kitchen. Blooming Junction, offering quality plants for beautiful gardens.
I am at Leach Botanical Garden today, and we are with an artist. We're with Anna Zell, and Anna has something called botanical printing as her beautiful craft work. And so Anna, we're looking at these. You have all kinds of leaves on a piece of fabric. So what exactly is botanical printing?
Botanical printing is a new process that has come about in, maybe the last 15 years or so that I've only learned about it recently. We're working with fresh or dried plant material, leaves that I choose to do this craft are the Japanese maples are often really good printers. The blackberry leaves that we have here, plants that are rich in tannins. They have a lot of acids and pigments, but it's the interaction with iron and tannin. Working with natural fiber plant material, we soak the fabrics often in iron solution, and then the plants, the smoke bush, the cranesbill geranium, the potentilla, the blackberry, they will contribute and interact with the tannins that they have in pigments with the iron and create permanent lasting prints on the fabric.
So it'll draw that out and it'll make a design of itself on the fabric.
You can help me roll up this scarf that I've laid out, and once it's bundled up, I have a finished shirt
over
there
here, okay.
that they have to be steamed or cooked for it to become permanent for that interaction. And
so it's kind of a quick process. So you kind of soak this first with the iron, then you place out your design with all the beautiful plant material, roll it up, and then steam it.
Steam it for an hour and a half.
And so I'm gonna help here. I'm not the artistic one, so I'm just kind of helping. And we're gonna lay this plastic over.
Okay.
And so you've picked beautiful plant material here, but are there some plants that we don't want to work with or aren't as beautiful on prints?
There's leaves that don't have a lot of tannin in, so they're not going to give you the same print that we'll get from, say, the blackberry, but we can still use those leaves. We just use them in a different way. We end up getting more of a silhouette instead of print detail from the leaf itself.
And one of those plants you mentioned was bamboo. Is there another?
Ginkgo doesn't print well. It has a great looking leaf shape, but there are leaves that don't have a lot of tannin in them.
So we're going to be back in just a few minutes and we're going to unroll a piece that has already been processed. So we're ready to unwrap this. We took the string off, we took the plastic off, and as Anna said, we're going to see how everything turned out. So
here's a sweet gum leaf.
And so as you're unwrapping it, you're going to pull things off. Oh, look at that. Very cool.
And that's some of the lac. I added a dye carrier cloth in here using lac, which comes from a insect. It's also what shellac is made from, but the dye color that they get is this beautiful, brilliant burgundy.
And the leaves are still so much intact. I would think that they would just all disintegrate. That's interesting.
Nope.
And so now, once we get this all uncovered and take all the leaves off, what is the care after? So we're going to wear this, we're going to have it in our collection
we
here.
need to, there's still a lot of iron and tannin left from the printing process in the shirt. So I rinse it really well and wash it. I actually like to use just some liquid laundry detergent, just a few drops, and rinse it, wash it, rinse it well a couple times. Aftercare for many of these can be machine wash, line dry. I make sure that they look at, so you sometimes get
extra pieces there.
Extra pieces. So this was an old cotton sheet that I used to carry the dye and place it on the shirt where I wanted it.
Well, that is just so unusual. And look at the prints. They're just, you get the leaf lines, you get the veins,
leaf details,
all the
that's from the iron. So some of the leaves, this was cherry, didn't have as much detail in there, but you notice we still got the good outlines. So those leaves that you were asking that don't print really well, like the ginkgo or the bamboo, you could still do something like this and get that wonderful leaf shape from them.
So Anna, it's kind of like Christmas. You really don't know what's happening until you open it and see what's going on.
Some of the carrier cloth, I wasn't sure how they'd print on the back, but we got little
surprise.
Mondrian splotches of color,
It came out so beautiful. And so you do teach classes here at Leach Botanical, but then can we get in touch with you another way?
Certainly. I have Anna Zell Designs Facebook page. That would be a good way to contact me. And I'm always interested in furthering this really exciting process. It's kind of addictive.
Well, maybe you can get addicted too. So go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to Leach Botanical. You can check their events and see when Anna's classes are here, or you can go to her Facebook page. Thanks so much. It's just such a creative idea.
Thank you very much.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru. Your way on the Parkway.
When the weekend hits, I would so much rather be hiking in the gorge or day tripping to the beach than spending all day buying a car. But when we decided to get a new Outback at Capital Subaru, we couldn't believe how smooth and quick the process was. They found us the perfect road trip car in no time. We were even able to get a hike in before sunset.
Take on fall in the all-new 2019 Subaru Outback 2.5i Premium with standard eyesight. Lease it now just $297 per month.
Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
Do you have a leaning or broken fence? Fix a broken fence with ease. Made in Oregon, the sturdy fence post bracket can mend your drooping fence. Strong wind, falling debris, dry rot, and wayward drivers can all cause havoc on your once sturdy fence. Our sturdy bracket attaches to your existing fence and is easily installed in 30 minutes. Limit waste, materials, and save money by fixing your existing fence. Purchase online at sturdfence.com or visit participating Par Lumber and Pro Build stores.
The health and beauty of your garden starts from the ground up, and healthy soils begin at Grimm's Fuel. For the best in garden mulch, blended soils, and bark dust, choose Grimm's. U-Haul delivered or installed, Grimm's can do it. And if you're looking for a new lawn, Grimm's can do that too with our special lawn installation service. Grimm's is also the area's largest recycler of yard debris. The foundation for a healthy garden begins at Grimm's Fuel.
To bring the extraordinary colors of fall to your landscape, you need to come to a place that offers more than the ordinary. At Sagawa Nursery, we love fall. From brilliant yellows to vibrant reds, we have one of the Northwest's largest selections of Japanese maples. At Sagawa Nursery, we also have a colorful selection of hardy plants, so your home can be as beautiful as the season. Come visit us and see how we can help you make your season extraordinary. Sagawa Nursery, growing beyond the ordinary.
So I am standing in a beautiful garden at OSU, and I'm here with Gail. And what is your title, Gail?
I am the statewide coordinator of the OSU Extension Master Gardener Program in Oregon.
Well, and you have a lot of other titles too that you actually carry, but that's the one we're going to be dealing with today because we're going to be talking about spiders. Now, at this time of year, it seems like if you don't have either a cane or a bamboo stick or something, when you walk out through your yard, you walk into spider webs.
Right, absolutely. There are a lot of spiders out there this time of year. A couple of reasons for that is this is the time of year when we get a lot of fruits and a lot of berries being produced, and those things, when they start to ripen, attract a lot of flies, and flies attract spiders.
Well, there you go.
We also have a lot of flowers that are in bloom this time of year that attract a lot of bees and a lot of flies, and those things attract spiders as well.
Well, you know, that, I don't know, that makes so much sense to me, and I don't know why I didn't think of that before, but of course it would be all of those things. It's not that the spiders are attracted to those, they're attracted to what those things bring in.
Absolutely. And this time of year, I also have to say that a lot of spiders are actually looking for a mate, and the way that a spider finds a mate is they really have to be on the move and move around to find somebody who they're compatible with.
Which really isn't that different than humans when you think about it.
Not that much, not that much.
So now, most of us, and I'll include me in this, they intimidate us. Spiders kind of scare us, they give us the creeps, but really very few in our area are harmful at all to us, are they?
Absolutely, and if anything, spiders are actually beneficial, particularly for home gardeners and people who like to grow flowers, people who like to grow their own food. Spiders really help to keep insect pests down because they eat a lot of insect pests, and they reduce our reliance on chemical pesticides.
And really, if you're using a lot of chemicals, it would kill the spiders too. It's not selective generally on what it kills.
Right. I would say that the most popular pesticides on the market today are broad spectrum.
Yeah.
They don't discriminate. They kill not only insect pests, but they're going to kill the good things as well, including spiders.
And I would think, you correct me if I'm wrong here, but I would think that a really healthy ecosystem in a garden would have spiders, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't like that, but it's
right. Well, I'm kind of a spider person, so I like that. But I always try to tell people if they want a garden that's free of insects, what they're getting is basically a biological dead zone.
Yes.
So when you have a garden that's full of flowers, it's full of insects, it's full of spiders, it's full of life, which is what we all want as gardeners.
Well, now, I have two here in my hands. Tell me what this one is. It's really beautiful.
So this one is a type of funnel weaving spider. They tend to be a little bit larger than many other spiders that you find in the garden, and so people find them intimidating, but they do hunt with a web. They build a web, and when flies and other things fly into it, that's how they feed.
So this is the one where I've seen where there's like actually a little tunnel in the web, right?
Absolutely.
Nice. And what about this little creature here?
So this is a type of common orb weaving spider, and the orb weaving spider builds a spider web that is what we mostly think of when we think of a spider
The
web.
traditional kind.
Right, round with spokes emanating from the center, and they also use that web to hunt.
And just as a guess, unless you know exactly, how many different types of spiders are in the Portland, Vancouver area even?
Oh, I just looked this up. So how many different types of spiders are in the Pacific Northwest? I would say that we have hundreds, maybe questing to close to 1,000, but really not that many species, especially when we compare them to insect diversity.
That is true, that is true. So they really do a great service for any garden, don't
Absolutely.
they? Well, I still have some issues myself with spiders, but if you're like me, realize the value of them because they really do us a great service, even if they upset us and scare us a little bit. For more information on all these great little insect creatures, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to the website, find out more, or maybe even take a class yourself and really get the information.
That would be great.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Gail.
you.
We want to thank you for watching today, and we want to thank Portland Nursery on Stark Street for letting us hang out.
We also wanted to invite you to go to gardentime.tv and look at the events page because there are so many amazing fall things happening all over the Northwest.
William and I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week here on Garden Time.
Fall in the Northwest is
the best time of year to plant, with warmer soils and cooler evenings.
a time to spend with family and friends. Fall is a time to celebrate
To decorate,
and to enjoy the colors that are only found here in our area. Fall is a time to come to Garland Nursery.
and let us show you all that fall can be.
Garland Nursery, inspiring beautiful and bountiful gardens.
The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.